Hi, this is Mike. This is from our Wizard cohorts. So what's up with this idea? We got an anniversary coming up. All right, so for real, let's talk about this Once Wizards podcast idea. So if you don't know already, it's oncewizards.com. It's kind of like a holder website. But the idea would be for us to collectively contribute your personal story, but also your experience during a time that you were a wizard. And anything you'd want to share, it could be, personally of interest, but also maybe something like, hey, I remember this time particularly, or this happened, or my favorite memory, whatever it was, just a feeling of the time. I thought might be something that would be fun to share. Now, other than that, you got the format, the feeling of the theme, and the rest is up to you. If you're getting word of this, it's because I really would like for you to participate and be on. Now, it could happen a couple ways. You just take hold of it and you kind of give your self story about your experiences, and you can mix it up if you want, put music or sound effects, whatever, interspersed if that's, your feeling of it. That's what you want to have go, then yeah, I'm all for that, really. Otherwise, if you're looking to comprehend something, I can just straightforward interview you. And we could talk about certain things of special interest that you want to make sure that we cover. Otherwise, you could be the host and you could take charge and interview another wizard or a band member or somebody that you had an ilk and maybe brought to the station, or a favorite fan that was like your most avid listener that would call you. Maybe you guys hung out, did more than that. So, there's a lot of possibilities, and you could have more than one show episode if that's what you'd like to do. In fact, my goal is after we got our core cohorts, right? So I'm talking about, I think, so 1980, I keep thinking 1980, but I was on Wright College's radio station, and somehow got involved with consulting at DePaul, and then moved over to the Wizard. Triton also figured into that. But I'd say 81 was when Billy and I were doing the Quick Rat Sausage Show on Sundays following Terry. Or we were following Terry. So the Sunday morning nightmare. Remember how cool that was? But anyway, outside of naming our shows, the option is whether you want to remain anonymous or not. I'm toying with it. I think as the host, I'm just going to go by Wizard X if I'm hosting. Otherwise, I'm just collaborating. I want to support you where you're at. And I would love to talk to you. So capture a few moments of our time, and whether it was together or where we interacted, but really just your experience of what it was like for you to be on the Wizard, and just that period of time and the whole premise, the concept of it. So there's a lot of areas that we could talk about, but I really want to Twilight Zone in on, where you're at with this, and, what comes to mind for you, and kind of the direction you want to take it. Where do you want to go with this? And then the opportunity is when we're done with our cohort series, how many we squeeze out, I'd like to pass it on. So that means the people either before them 70s dinosaurs, or the 80s and 90s, 2000s and on, the past program directors, hear ye, hear ye. You want to get together your team, your staff, general managers, music directors. Did you have a news director, man? Or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you want to take the ball and kick it forward, that's kind of what this is designed to do. We're going to cover our period and we're going to pass it on. Life passing, man. So anyway, I look forward to get your feedback, and whatever your attitude, come as you are. I'm able to take it and dish it out. Otherwise, I just want to be present to you and be really wonderful to reconnect. Look, we're a lot older and times have changed. It'd be interesting to sort of not only compare our life stories, but just get a handle on our perspectives and where we're at these days and how we're seeing life. And we can kind of, through the spectrum of life, distill, filter, divine, whatever meaning we get out of doing this podcast together. Again, oncewizards.com. And if you've got other ideas, look, I'm looking to launch a podcast channel, if you don't know. I mean, that's the goal. It's hard being a lone wolf, but it's coming together. I'm going to have a studio by next month in Waukesha, Wisconsin, if you know where that is. God knows I never knew until I lived here. But it's the coolest place that I've got for miles around me that I could locate. And it's going to be in the same building of a progressive AM talk station. So not bad company. Of course, they don't know what I'm really up to. They just think this dude's doing a podcast. No, it's a channel. And you could do a show, or you could help produce it. Anyway, I'd like to sort of see it grow into its own sort of B Corp community, sort of like a co-op, where this case, we evolve something that, as a family, we could pass on to the future. Other folks, people who just might, of passing interest as a hobby, want to do a podcast, or they want to be a part of something. This is for our future generations, that this could live on as a real viable community. Anyway, lots to catch up on. If you want to check out more of my work, you could go to MikeRatner.com. Otherwise, I remain Wizard X to you. And Community Conversations is kind of like where this is all about, CommunityConversations.com. That could be a show. I'd love to hear your ideas. Just really would be wonderful just to reconnect and find out how you are being. So all that and more. We'll connect soon. Thanks. And my own personal pseudo-philosophy podcast you can find at mikesmastermind.com. Thank you. Let's make once wizards happen. I'm looking forward to connecting with you and getting your input. Thank you.